So what type of real estate do the rich invest in? You're going to get firsthand knowledge right now from an actual rich real estate investor who's going to show you where real estate investors invest and why they invest there. Model and mirror them, and you could be successful as well. So we're going to discuss right now where the money is in real estate and where the money is moving to. Be the smart money, follow the smart money. We're going to talk about as well different aspects of real estate and where the investors are going and why they go there. And you're going to learn why not every investor invests in every type of real estate. So not to brag, but to give you an idea who you're listening to. I've started in real estate about 30 years ago. I made my first millions in my late 20s, early 30s. And I made a lot of money buying real estate. I fixed up, over 100 homes, bought foreclosures, apartment buildings. I built mini storages. I built commercial buildings. I built houses. And I have been in this game for a long time. I lost my ass in 2008, like a lot of people, and then went through some very difficult times for several years, and then came back. And that's the beauty of real estate. It's very forgiving. So I'm a legitimate guy. I'm a real estate investor. I really do this every day. And I help people on a regular basis, and I do deals. I mean, I got $7 million in escrow right now that I'm buying multiple properties, about 15, 16 properties that I'm buying. So I'm doing this, okay? So I'm not just talking to tell you stuff. I'm telling you stuff that I do and what I've done. So where do the rich invest their money? So the first thing you have to understand about real estate is real estate has niches, okay? What are niches? Niches are aspects of real estate where people invest, okay? Some people invest in multifamily. That's mostly what I do, all right? Multifamily. Some people invest in Class A buildings in multifamily, all right? So if you watch the guy, maybe some of you have seen Grant Cardone, who does syndicated real estate and has a lot of beautiful properties that he invests in, and I have invested with him in some of those properties, okay? These are Class A office or multifamily residential, high quality, high end, usually newer stuff. He also does what's called value add, okay? Value add is usually Class B buildings, all right, or Class C buildings or D buildings where we're gonna fix up the property, improve the rent, and get ourselves to a point to where we are increasing the value of the property, hence the word value add, where we're increasing the value of the property in order to allow us to continue to have more income and more profit and more value or wealth or price when we go to sell, or appraisal when we go to refinance. Okay, you get it? Okay, so that's multifamily, okay? So even in multifamily, you'll see there's different people that do different things, right? Some people, just buy C and D buildings, older buildings, right? And that need more maintenance. And some people just buy Class A buildings or high-end buildings like insurance companies. Every single piece of property that you see, everywhere, if you stop where you are right now and you look around, every single piece of property that you see is owned by someone, a company, a person, or the government. All of it, all right? So now, what other types of properties are there? There's office, okay? Some people buy office. Sam Zell, okay, equity office. He specialized in mostly office, right? Had a huge portfolio of office. That's what he did, okay? Other people buy industrial buildings, okay? So these are those buildings with the roll-up doors and the glass in the front, and you come and you see those all over. They're called tilt-up, or they're pieces of concrete tilted up. You got a window in them and a door and a roll-up door in the back, office in the front and warehouse in the back. Okay, that's like light industrial. Self-storage, okay? Public Storage is one of the largest owners of self-storage. It's a corporation. I built the self-storage. There is a lot of private owners in self-storage. 30, 40, 50% of self-storage owners are private owners, okay? Then there is, of course, besides office and industrial, you have what else? Retail, right? You have retail office buildings, okay? So this is where you go, where you got your Chipotles, your Rosses, your Panera Breads, your, what all different restaurants and different retailers, Burlingtons and so forth, where these are retail centers, okay? And so different people are in different retails. And even in retail, you have Class A, all the new bougie stuff, and then you have Class C, when maybe an older neighborhood, but it's still rented and it serves the local area, right? It might be like a Subway, it might have, you know, a dentist office in there, or a chiropractic office, or it might have a smoke shop, or it might have a small liquor store or a market. These are small community centers. So in every single type of real estate, there's niches, and within those niches, there's types of property that people own. So the question is, where do the wealthy invest? And the answer is in all of them. Sam Zell specialized in office, okay? Others specialize in multifamily. Insurance companies buy loans on multifamily properties. Some different companies buy multifamily for cash flow, okay? Some just do industrial. That's all they do. There's companies that only do self-storage, and they own tons of them. And how do they build their business? They'll buy more and more already built self-storages and manage and run them. So what's the key? The key to all these is what? Cash flow. Cash flow. And cash flow leads to what? Profits. And for the individual, often freedom, okay? What kind of cash flow? Positive cash flow. That means after paying all the expenses and the mortgage and the debt, you have money. I have a multifamily that I bought in 2004. I'm about to refinance it. I've never not had debt on it. Never. I paid about $2.8 million for this property. It's worth about 9 to 9.5 today, maybe 10. I've owned it for years. Okay, I've always had debt on it. And what have I had after paying all the expenses and the debt? I've had cash flow. Would I have that cash flow if I didn't buy it? No. Why did I buy it? I bought it because I could afford it. Where this property was, the price per door was much lower than where I owned other property. So I got money and went out to the outskirts, away from the main center of town, to the outskirts, right? Which are now no longer the outskirts. The outskirts are now way over here, and this property was here and everybody was here. So it's just the growth moved in my direction, right? One of the things I teach, very important. The wealthy buy where the growth is going, right? You know, the famous hockey player, right? Wayne Gretzky. I go where the puck is going, not where it is, right? So rich people go often where the money is going. Okay, where's the money going? And by the way, where are you going? Don't forget to subscribe right here below, because if you don't stay in touch with me, how am I going to help you? I'm a real guy. I'm a true 1%er. I don't, you know, like I said, I'll set to brag, but you got to know who you're listening to, who really does this in real life every day. And there's other of us out there who do this every day. I've watched their videos, and you probably have too. And these people are very successful, and many of them are more successful than me. I'm a one-man show who has my own properties. I don't have a bunch of partners and all that, except in a development deal in Arizona. It's my stuff. So I'm like a lot of you. I'm an individual who's building an empire, right? Or working on building an empire and still buying today. So if you want to know where the rich go, I just told you, they go everywhere. So figure out which niche you want to get into. I recommend multifamily. Why multifamily? I can't tell you how many young brokers have called me and said, why don't you sell that multifamily and get into a triple net deal? Now, what's a triple net deal? A triple net deal, okay, net. A triple net deal means that you buy a property and the tenant pays the taxes, insurance, and all the costs to run it, including the maintenance. So you as an owner get your rent and they pay all the expenses, right? It's called triple net deals. So maybe that's a Walgreens or CVS pharmacy or some new retail place, right? Or maybe a Safeway or some other big box store like a 99-cent store. So they're corporate, they're triple net deals. Well, guess what happened, all right? All these triple net guys have lost a lot of money in a lot of these retail deals or office deals. Office deals because people are working from home. Retail deals because businesses are going out of business, right? Can't afford to pay the rent. Guess what's doing well? Multifamily. Why? Listen, businesses come and go and everybody needs a place to live, okay? Tonight, you will go home to some place you live. And unless you own it free and clear, like I do on a couple of my properties, you're going to pay somebody to live there, a mortgage or whatever, okay? So my suggestion for the majority of people is homes and multifamily, fixer-uppers or C&D properties, investing in syndications or like A-type properties. Most of you aren't going to go out and buy a 70, 80, 90, $100 million property, but you can invest in them like I did with people that do that. Or you're going to get into value adds. You can invest in bigger properties or you can find your own. A value add could be a duplex, it could be 8 units, it could be 50 units. Stay within your comfort zone, my friends. Do not get way out here and over leveraged and try to buy outside of what you can comfortably do. Make sure you keep some reserves and don't go all in, okay? Keep at least 2 or 3 months worth of payments in the bank. That being said, for most people starting out, you start out in a small property. I met a woman when I went to Idaho a few months ago. She's in those small mobile home parks. She bought a mobile home for $100 and she's remodeling it just like I remodel houses. She goes to Home Depot and gets a bunch of cabinets and counters and floors and the place looks beautiful. She paid $100 for it. Okay, she's going to resell it for somewhere, she said, between $30,000 and $40,000. It never left the park. It's set right where it was. Park rent's $500. Somebody pays $30,000, $40,000. They got a brand new remodel place. She might be into the whole thing, $7, $8, $9 grand. A lot of you can afford that. Okay, so don't feel like you got to start here. Okay, most of you could start in the value add stuff, and that's where you make money. So follow me to the next video, which is how to get rich in real estate with no money. Is that possible? It might be. I'll see you on the next video.